Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a clinical health psychologist. I will be sharing my experience with you. The aim of this series is to support recent graduates in the field of psychology who are thrown into the reality of sessions. You meet a client and you feel unprepared, you don't know where to start from. It's not that you don't have the knowledge, because we were taught theories in school, but it's just different, translating the knowledge you have into practice. And it's totally okay to feel that way. I also felt unprepared when I started meeting clients. For context, I work with individuals with neurodevelopmental disorders, specifically teenagers. And in this video, I will be telling you how I go about my first intake. When I meet the client, I do not try to rush into it. Obviously, I'm curious to see, okay, how is this going to be? And some of my clients are verbal, while some are non-verbal. And it's also important to note, disclaimer, language is a big barrier for me because I do not speak the local language, right? English is my native language, but my clients do not speak or understand English, so I try to communicate with them in the language as much as I can. Obviously Google Translate, and then say what I need from them. But for some, we do gestures, we focus on non-verbal communication. Of course, even for the ones that do speak, we still incorporate some non-verbal communication styles. So I constantly have to adapt to each person's need, to each individual's need. So you have to be flexible. It's important to have that in mind. Also, when I or you meet clients for the first time, it's important to bear in mind that you're not just trying to rush to get information, because at first you're trying to understand, how does this person, this individual, communicate, right? How do they interact with the environment? How do they interact with me? How do they interact with others? Are they comfortable? Do they look comfortable? You're just observing and taking your notes, because later on this will better inform the work plan you make for the client. I make an individual plan for each client based on what I have assessed, the needs, the areas that needs to be better developed or supported. But you don't want to rush your intake, right? You just want to understand the child and understand the needs, so you can better support and make the somewhat right demands. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to ensure they're able to adapt to the environment and be more independent. So back to the intake, you are observing how independent the child is as well. Are they independent? Do they take initiatives, or do they wait for instructions? Also, when they are given an instruction which isn't so clear, how do they respond? Are they quick to react? Do they easily get overwhelmed? You're just taking note of these things. When they are speaking to others, how does it look like? Does the child seem anxious in the new environment as well? You're also looking at their attention, but we will come back to those things more in depth. But for now, I just wanted to give a basic intro of what the intake looks like. So you're just observing the child, basically, nothing too in-depth. You're not asking a lot of questions, whether they are verbal or non-verbal. You are just observing and taking notes. And now it seems like I'm running ahead of myself, but I should also list out the documents that I deal with, right? Or the document I have to make up. So when I meet the client, obviously I have to create a folder for them now. I'm taking notes about their behavior. Eventually, when we start a consultation, how everything goes during how they perform the task, the activities that I give them, even in group settings, how do they behave? So I'm just making notes, and then I also ask other specialists or other staff members just to make sure that I have information of how the child behaves in different settings, or maybe things that they have seen, because I can have eyes everywhere and it's totally fine. Then I add it to my own notes, and that informs the intervention, the work plan that I make for the child, the individual work plan. And then when I'm working with the child, I focus on the aim, the goal, what I want to achieve. So in the work plan, I state what is the diagnosis the child has, and what is the problem, and what is the goal, and I also list out the steps that I'm going to take to achieve them, and the kind of activities I intend to implement, right? And these plans, I also go through them or update them like every 6 months or 1 year. It just depends. And I also have to create a characteristics of the child, the characteristics profile, the child's behavior, their level of interest, the things they like, the things they dislike. Are they aggressive? And also, when the client comes to our organization, we get a folder of, from the psychiatrist as well, what was found, the diagnosis, if they're taking medications and all that. Then at least I have like an idea, but it's not always the case. Of course, we've had a situation where the only information we got about the client was their behavior, and everything else I had to find out for myself. So I have said a lot actually, and I just want to tell you that you don't have to feel overwhelmed. You just have to take it step by step, right? Just observe the child at first. Take notes. You don't have to rush it. You're not trying to get all the information at once. Other things will unfold even as you start implementing interventions, start adjusting them, and also the child's interaction when they meet with other kids. All those things will better inform your work. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I will be possibly showing you what my office looks like, maybe in the next video, and also show you the kind of exercises that I use. And some of them may seem really simple and basic, but they are really intentional and they target specific areas. So thank you for watching. Bye.